I know you guys will have questions about injuries and stuff like that. We don't have to report today, and so we're not. There's stuff I've already told you, and I'll help you when I can, but basically we don't have to say nothing about what's going on yet. Let's wait till we get more information and we know more, please. It's a very unusual situation where we are right now. The league's playing and we're not, and we're sitting here trying to picture that this is a Wednesday preparation and it's middle of the weekend here. But we're, it's same for both sides, and we'll figure it out. There's a lot of football this weekend. Got a lot of plays to watch. A lot of stuff we got to see from college football, and all. There's a lot of situations. I think I learned a little bit this week. But it's a huge matchup for us coming up on Thursday, and it's a big opportunity again against a team that's just high flying and rolling. They've been as hot as you can get, having a great year, and with some really highlighted spotlight players on both sides of the football and in the kicking game. So it's as tough a matchup as we can get, and we have to step to it and take it on and make sure that we do everything we can to get it right. Can't miss this opportunity.
Just have you seen, I mean, I know it's only a walkthrough so far, but just have you seen your team kind of come back from the time
No,
off?
we're talking about everything. We're talking about getting right and getting back on course, and making sure that we're tuned in the right ways. We get to have a normal routine this week, and so we're going to make it as typical as we can, so they feel comfortable about the rhythm of it and all that. And it wasn't like that last week, and so I think these guys, and particularly the young guys, it'll really help them be on track.
Now it seems like they've really taken a turn the last month or so. Have you seen anything in particular they seem to really be doing well? Or?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of really good things. Very consistent on offense. Dak has been really on fire. They just have been really clicking. They've been playing good defense all year long, but they're feeding off of that offense, and it's a really good complementary game that they present you. And like I said, special teams as well. So they have a really well-rounded team that you're dealing with, and they know it right now. They know it, and they can feel it. They got a lot of confidence.
You're familiar with Dan Quinn and his style of defense. What do you know to be true about any Dan Quinn defense?
Well, they're always going to play really hard up front. They're going to really rush. That's always been his emphasis, being a D-line guy from the past. And they're really good at it. They'll compensate their looks and stuff to put guys in position to rush the passer in really effective ways and creative ways, and Danny's doing a great job of them.
When it comes to Deron Bland, it's unusual to have that many, not just interceptions, but pick six. What is it about?
Yeah, it's more than unusual. It's never been done before, He's a really natural-looking football player. He's got really good feel. He reminds me of what Sherm looked like in his early years. Just such a ball hawk. And when the guys that get a lot of interceptions, they have to have great hands and they have to have great timing and sense, because they got to take advantage of those unusual, awkward situations that they find themselves in, and they make it look easy. He's doing that, and very, very impressive. It's been an amazing start, and his season's just a little past half over. So
you had said that Abe Lucas was going to practice this week. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, Abe's practicing this week. That's one of the guys because I've told you already, he's practicing this week, and we're going to see if he can play. We'll find out. He's got to withstand the rigors of the week, and as always, and we'll determine that later on.
Is there a challenge to getting the guys in a Sunday rhythm, even though it's I don't think anybody's played Thursday to Thursday before. Is there any kind of
Yeah, we're right in the midst of it. It's just turning your brain around, because you feel like you're on a different planet here. But so yeah, there's a challenge to that, but that's why we try to get right back into the routine, so it feels the same regardless, and it's kind of like a little bit of a time warp, and we just go at it, So we're off to a good start today, and this practice will be really important to see where we are. And like Johnny's asking, I don't know yet. I need more input.
Do they seem out of sorts, or is it weird?
No, they're listening, and they want to do right, and the leadership wants to lead right, and they want to make sure that they have the proper impact on the young guys, and make sure that we bring them along, and so that's really important to us.
What kind of challenges Parsons and the way that they use him?
Well, they do move him around quite a bit, and you find him. He can be behind the line of scrimmage. He's always on the edge. Sometimes he's inside. So they know to they have something special, and so they continue to try to keep finding spots where he can be effective and find himself in almost unusual situations. So system doesn't, the calls system doesn't always include him as a linebacker when he's a down guy, and so they're just trying to mix him and match him, and they're doing a nice job with him. He's such an athletic guy. He's so slippery and quick, and he gets skinny so well that he can. It doesn't kind of matter where he is. He can kind of use his talents and on the guards, even in the centers, in the A gap, and outside for sure. So we have to really be tuned into him.
I know you said you want everyone to play better around your quarterback, but specifically, where would you like to see Geno maybe be better here down the stretch?
Just continue. Well, first off, let's get him well. Okay, let's get him really healthy. A whole week of practice, that'll be good. And then, it was only a couple weeks ago he had one of the better games he's ever had. So so we just need to be in sync. We need to be connected. We need to be making the right choices. Geno can, there's a couple in every game. There's always choices for the quarterback. Does he go here? Does he go there? Just try to maximize them, not miss opportunities that might show up. His accuracy is pretty much on. He throws the ball where he wants the ball to go for the most part. We got to get open. We got to use the concepts right. But there's always things he can do better. It's just reading more quickly and get the ball out more readily so we can avoid the rush. Of all of the things in particular, like this week, and again, the weeks will continue to come at us, we need to get the ball out. The ball's got to get out of his hands, so we don't give the rush a chance. And so, if there's anything in particular, that's what I'm hoping G can find his keys, his reads, and get the ball out, ahead of the rush. And that's easier said than done.
When you look back on Thursday, how did you feel Zach did stepping into a little bit of a bigger role?
I thought he looked good. I thought he looked normal out there. He was a normal contributor to the team. It wasn't like he was some young guy trying to find his way. He's such a good competitor, and he knows his stuff so well that he's really accountable in that regard for a young kid. And so I thought he fit in well. We had no reason to take him out. He did everything we were asking him.
So far, how did the 2 days off seem to help Geno Smith? Just not having to do anything.
Help.
Geno Smith.
So we're talking about injuries again?
No, I just mean, how did it help?
He looks like he's going to be normal. I mean, he made it through the game, did not get banged at all, so he's likely to have a really normal week of prep.
Did you think any of that affected him on Thursday? I mean, not having practiced or whatever, kind of the way the week went?
Well, otherwise practice wouldn't mean anything, right? Yeah, of course it did. He threw the ball like, a handful of times before it gets to game day, so that's going to affect you. You're a shooter, or you're a pitcher, or you're whatever. You got to keep in the groove. It's hard.
How weird was it to limit him pregame and tell him he couldn't go out until an hour before?
How weird was it?
Yeah, I mean,
it was unusual. It was just another one of the things that were unusual about the process getting there, but it worked out. He got to play, and he did a really admirable job playing under those circumstances.
What's he showing you? Just kind of the competitor in him, got dinged up in the Giants game, came back from that, and now this one coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he leaves no room for doubt in how he's the competitor, how much resolve he has for doing his part and being available for his teammates and the whole program and all of that. He has not wavered at all in that regard. He's not like, oh gosh, it's like it's a tough day. He's not talking like that. He's not acting like that. He conveys nothing but I'm going to be there, count on me, and get me. Put me in the game. Let me play. And there's so much about what Geno's done in the couple of years since he's had his emergence to play and all has just been remarkable, and I think he continues to add to that.
How do you look at sort of the whole year for the offensive line? Obviously, you've had a million kind of different changes and things like that. You're kind of looking at, I guess, how
I think it's been a really resourceful group it's been admirable that they jumped up and played up to the caliber that they have. We've had a ton of variations in that, and we have felt like we have quality depth because we can rely on these guys to jump in and do their job and give us a chance, and so I think it's been really good in that regard. We have not been overly, successful with running the football or protecting as well as we like yet, but there's a continuity that may still come to us here as we go down the stretch here, and I'm looking forward to that happening. Abe has been one part of that, but we'll see what happens now. So it's been a good year for those guys, and particularly for those backups for as much playtime as they've gotten. They've done all right.
When you look at what Dallas has done at home over the last 2 seasons.
Do I have to?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to jinx it, is what I'm hoping
There you go.
we can do if we talk about this.
Good.
What's remarkable about what they've been?
Anytime you can demonstrate that kind of consistency on our level of, the game, it's a real tribute to the coaches and the players and the whole format. And how much I admire the consistency of performance and the ability to do that. That's a real illustration of that. So it's a great challenge for us, is what it presents.
Earlier in your answer on Geno, you were saying that you guys got to be in sync. That'll help a little bit. Do you feel like the passing game is out of sync? Has that been one of the issues?
Geez, you could look at it that way, couldn't you? Because that's what I said. No, I just think we just got to be better. We got to be cleaner. We just got to be, just hitting on all cylinders more so. Because we just have to do better than what we've done. So that's really what I'm talking about.
You mentioned tight end usage the other day. Has it just kind of been a challenge to do that as much when you're integrating, Jackson into things as well, or how do you kind of make all that?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a distraction in that regard. That we've got guys we're developing. We're developing Jackson, trying to get him, to a full-time player, and it's happened, and we've worked at that. And I mentioned about Jake, I think back then too. Same thing. Jake's done enough good things that we can count on him. But there's only so many passes that you can throw, and Noah's done really well with the chances he's gotten. Diz the last couple of weeks have been making plays. There's enough guys in there that we have the opportunity to spread the thing around, and so we're not featuring guys where they're solely getting the ball at their position, because we have enough guys to do that with. So that's just where we are right now.
First Thanksgiving has kind of become like an unofficial benchmark of the season as far as who's in and who's out. So how much do you talk about how big this game is to your team, or do you just treat it as just another one?
You're talking about this week right here. Yeah, this one coming up. This is an enormous opportunity for us. I mean, look, they're all huge. The next week and then the next week. I look at the schedule. I know what's coming. Every one of those games are enormous opportunities for us to figure in our own division and to still battle for all of that. That's there. And so the NFC games, are huge. And so this one's because it's a Thursday to Thursday, and what happened last Thursday, it's a big opportunity right here, and I don't want to miss this.
The last few times you've faced Dallas, it's mostly been Zeke carrying the ball for them. How is Tony Pollard a little bit different of a running back than what you saw previously?
Yeah, Tony's a really good player, man. I really like his acceleration at the line of scrimmage and his burst, his toughness. He really brings the game to you. He's not ducking and dodging, looking. He is going, and I really like that about him. Shows up in the passing game too. So, they were kind of contested. Well, obviously they went with Tony, a while back here, and you can see why. He's a really, really good ball player.
Can you see Schottenheimer's influence when you watch Dak in that offense?
I see more Mike, but there are some things. Yeah, there's some stuff in there, but. It looks like it's a combination for sure, but I see a lot of Mike's past and history and stuff. And,
what has Joel Love provided for you just since he's been here, and then that enabled you to play three safeties at times when it's efficient for you to do that?
yeah, he's been a marvelous addition. What a great kid he is in our program. And he's playing special teams. He's doing so many things, and he has such flexibility. He plays at such a high level, and you count on him so much. He's such a responsible, resourceful, active football player. He's been a great addition, and he has given us flexibility, and so we'll continue to utilize it.
Anything else?